Good afternoon and welcome back. I'm happy to present to you Jay Pete, who works with IPX, which is a 1031 exchange company. I guess we call it an accommodator, right? Correct. Neutral third party who helps people sell and buy property without paying taxes. So I brought Jay in because we're getting a lot of requests for this sort of thing. So Jay, can you just describe to us what a 1031 exchange is?
Sure.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, a 1031 exchange allows somebody who's held property for investment purposes to, once they sell that property and they have the intent to buy an additional replacement property or a different replacement property, they can do so and defer all the taxable gain by using IRS code 1031.
Okay, great. So if they bought something for 200 and they sell it for 400, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing, and they've got this great gain. If they just sell it and don't buy a replacement property, they're going to be taxed heavily on the gain, everything above their purchase price, which at the federal rate today is 15% and state tax is 9.3%. And what people often forget is that they also have to pay depreciation recapture on any depreciation that they've taken, which can mean that they're going to end up paying 30 to 35% in taxes on the property's gain, which can hurt. If you do a 1031 exchange, you pay zero tax.
And roll it into something else.
You bet.
Okay. And then, so you sell a house, can you buy like a condo? They have this like kind. What does that mean?
Certainly. The definition of like kind is very, very broad.
Okay.
If it means that if you have an investment house you have here in San Luis perhaps, a little 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, that doesn't mean if you sell that you have to buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. All you have to buy is a property that you intend to hold for investment purposes.
Right.
So it could be, you could sell a house and buy condos, or buy multiple homes, or buy commercial property, buy vacant land.
Right.
It's oftentimes easier to talk about what doesn't qualify.
Right.
If you sell a property and buy a house to move into right away, that doesn't qualify.
Right. You can't live in it, so it has to be an investment. Okay.
You bet.
So let's say you do that. Let's say a client of mine sells a house for 200, or buys one for 400, and then a year or two later they go, oh, we want to move into the rental house. Can they do that? Is there a tax implication? How does that work?
They most certainly can. And the IRS has sanctioned that. They sanctioned it in 2005, allowing people to do just that. The important fact is, to keep in mind, is that at the time of purchase, you want to buy that property with the intent to hold it for investment purposes. Now, conversion is a great estate planning tool. I have a lot of clients who will buy a property with the intent to retire into that home.
At a later date.
At a much later date. So once the exchange is ratified by holding the property for investment purposes, and the IRS has never defined how long you have to hold it. Once that has been ratified, then they can convert it into a second home, their primary residence, and not violate their 1031 exchange.
Okay, great. And then the last question, so you got that same person, sold at 200, bought at 400, rented it for, say, 4 years, move into it, live there another 5, 10 years, let's say, then they go to sell it. How does that get handled, like, for tax purposes? Is that your residence, or is it an investment, or how do they look at that?
If they're living in the property when they sell it, there's a litmus test. They have to ask themselves, well, was this my primary residence 2 out of the past 5 years? And if they can say yes to that, then they can sell it as their primary and put the gain in their pocket, $250,000 per individual. So if it's a married couple, they can put $500,000 in their pocket. There are some nuances to that, which are a little bit more elaborate, but I think if your clients want to go to your website, ask any questions, or get my contact information from that, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions and a great deal of content with a little more elaboration if that's necessary.
Well, I know you've done that for a lot of our clients. So I want to thank Jay Pete, IPX. What is your phone number? You can just leave it with folks here so they know.
You can reach me here locally at 805-636-4944, and I'm happy to answer any question from anybody in the country.
Okay, that's it from Remax. Thanks so much. Have a great day.